Gunfire cracked through the air. Colonel Mira Hale's heart stopped as her daughter's laugh was cut short. She spun around, eyes wide, just in time to see the soldiers in black armor lower their rifles. Her two children, Emma and Leo, collapsed onto the cold pavement, blood pooling around them. No! Mira's scream tore from her throat as her legs buckled. Her vision blurred, her mind refusing to accept what had just happened. The Iron Talon. She recognized their insignia, the black falcon etched on their chest plates. They weren't supposed to be here. This was neutral ground. No weapons, no soldiers. That was the agreement, but they didn't care. One of them walked up to her, cold and silent, and shot her twice in the chest. The world slammed sideways as she hit the ground, choking, gasping. Through the haze, she heard them speak. Orders confirmed. Target eliminated. Boots crunched away, leaving her broken. Mira's body failed, but something inside her did not. As the darkness closed in, a pulse like fire surged through her veins, ancient, forbidden, something the Iron Talon should have never touched. Her eyes snapped open. They made one mistake. They left her alive. Pain roared through her body like fire. Mira couldn't breathe, couldn't move, couldn't feel anything but the weight of loss crushing her chest. Her children were gone. Something inside her cracked, something deep, something buried. Then it ignited. Her back arched violently as a surge of heat exploded from her spine, ripping through her muscles like lightning. Her skin glowed, veins burning gold as ancient code locked in her DNA screamed awake. The government called it Project Revenant. A failed experiment. A weapon no one was supposed to survive. But Mira survived. The blood stopped pouring. The bullets in her chest sizzled and dropped to the ground like spent shells. Her wounds sealed in seconds, skin knitting back with unnatural speed. Her vision sharpened, colors too bright, sounds too sharp. She could hear the Iron Talon soldiers laughing in the distance. She could hear their heartbeat. She could hear their fear. Mira rose to her feet, her hands trembling, not with pain, but with a power that wasn't supposed to exist. They tried to kill a mother. Instead, they unlocked something the galaxy had buried for good reason. Her eyes burned gold, and she was going to hunt them all. The graveyard was silent. Rain hammered against Mira's shoulders as she knelt before two small gravestones. Emma, Leo, their names etched in cold, gray stone. The government draped a flag over their caskets, a pathetic gesture from the same leaders who signed their death warrants. Mira tore the flag away and crushed it in her fist. There is no peace. Her jaw tightened. Her eyes burned gold beneath the storm. The world thought she would break, crawl away, and disappear. They were wrong. She pulled a data shard from her jacket, the last thing she ripped from the Iron Talon soldier's pocket before he fled. It contained names, locations, supply routes, everything she needed to burn them down. The news feeds called her dead. The Iron Talon erased her files, wiped her records, thinking the threat was over. But Mira Hale was alive. And she had one mission now. Find them. Hunt them, tear their empire apart. She left the graves behind and stepped into the shadows. The storm following her. The Iron Talon thought they ended her story. But today, a new one began. And it would be written in blood. The Iron Talon's training facility was a fortress, 3-foot-thick steel doors, plasma cannons, and guards trained to kill anything that moved. Mira walked straight toward it. The guards shouted warnings. She didn't stop. She could feel the ancient power pulsing beneath her skin, begging to be unleashed. Stop! Final warning! One barked, raising his rifle. Mira's eyes flared gold. She sprinted forward, faster than they could react. Bullets screamed past her, but they didn't matter anymore. Nothing did. She hit the front doors with both hands. The steel buckled. Sparks exploded as her fingers dug into the metal like it was paper. With a roar that shook the air, She ripped the doors off their hinges and hurled them across the courtyard. The guards didn't get a second shot. She moved like a storm, her strikes crushing armor, snapping rifles, tearing through them before they realized they were already dead. Inside, alarms wailed. Soldiers scrambled. Mira advanced. Room by room, she destroyed their elite defenses. No squad could hold her. No wall could stop her. The Iron Talon built this place to be untouchable. But they forgot one thing. Nothing is untouchable to a mother with nothing left to lose. The footage went viral within hours. Grainy security feeds showed a woman tearing apart the Iron Talon's strongest fortress with her bare hands. Soldiers screaming. Walls collapsing. Steel doors shredded like paper. The galaxy didn't know her name. They called her the Revenant, a ghost, a weapon, a myth. But the Iron Talon knew exactly who she was. Mira Hale. And now, every military channel, bounty board, and shadow network lit up with a single target. Kill on sight. The price on her head skyrocketed. Mercenaries, assassins, entire kill teams scrambled to hunt her down. She was no longer just a mother. She was the most wanted fugitive in the quadrant. Mira stayed on the move, ghosting from planet to planet, using the Iron Talon's own stolen data to stay one step ahead. But the walls were closing in. Mercenary captain named Vurek caught her. Sent one of the best trackers alive, ruthless, precise, unstoppable. He didn't care about justice. He cared about the bounty. The hunt began, but Vurek didn't understand yet. Mira wasn't running. She was leading them exactly where she wanted them to go, into the fire. The Iron Talon didn't send ordinary soldiers after Mira anymore. They sent the ghost unit, silent killers bred for one purpose: elimination. Clad in dark armor that seemed to absorb light, the ghosts moved like shadows through the ruined city. Their weapons were deadly, their tactics ruthless. Mira watched from the rooftop, her eyes glowing gold as the first ghost stepped into the open. She didn't hesitate. With a scream that split the night, she leapt down, striking like lightning. Her fists smashed armor, shattered helmets, and broke bones. The ghost unit was trained for stealth, but Mira was a force of nature. One by one, they fell. Their silence turned to screams, but more kept coming. Mira's breath was ragged, her body burning, but she refused to stop. She was fury, made flesh, an unstoppable storm. And as the last ghost fell, she sent a message to the Iron Talon. You sent monsters after me. I'm the nightmare. Inside a hidden bunker, Mira hacked into the Iron Talon's encrypted data vault. The hum of servers filled the dark room as she worked fast. Every second mattered. She found it. A sealed file marked Project Betrayal. Her fingers trembled as she cracked the encryption. The screen filled with names, dates, and secret orders, proof that her attack was no accident. The name that froze her blood? Commander Dallin Cross, the man who had been her mentor. Her friend, the man who ordered the ambush that killed her children. She clenched her fists, rage burning hotter than ever. This wasn't just war. It was personal. Mira knew what she had to do. Expose Cross. Tear down the Iron Talon from within. But first, she had to survive. Because now the hunter had a target, and the target was coming for her. The Iron Talon's headquarters loomed like a fortress of nightmares, steel walls taller than skyscrapers, shields pulsing with energy, and automated turrets scanning the skies. Mira stood at the edge of the battlefield, her gold eyes glowing brighter than ever. Behind her, a squad of desperate rebels waited for her signal. She didn't wait. With a roar, she charged forward, breaking through the first line of defense like a wrecking ball. Energy shields flickered and failed under her relentless assault. Drones swarmed, firing beams of blue light, but Mira moved faster, too fast. She dodged, weaved, and smashed through the mechanized army that tried to stop her. Explosions rocked the ground and alarms blared. Soldiers poured out of the fortress, but none could hold her back. Room by room, She tore through steel and fire, her fury unstoppable. Her final goal was clear: the command center where Commander Talon Cross awaited. Smug behind layers of security, they had built their empire on lies and betrayal. But now Mira was inside, and their reign was about to end. Commander Talon Cross stared at the security feed, his face pale as he watched Mira tear through his final guard unit. This wasn't supposed to happen, he whispered, reaching for the emergency escape shuttle. The door behind him exploded. Inward. Mira stepped through the smoke, her fists clenched, her eyes glowing gold, blazing with rage and loss. "Run," she said coldly. "Go ahead, run." Cross stumbled backward, stammering. I had orders." "You were a threat." Mira's fist crashed into the control panel, sparks flying as steel crumpled under her hand. "My children weren't threats. They were kids." Her voice shook, but not from weakness, from restraint. Cross dropped to his knees, trembling. "I can offer you power, protection. I can clear your name." Mira's gaze darkened. "I don't want your protection." She stepped forward. "I want you to remember their faces." "No, please," Cross begged. But Mira had no mercy left. The galaxy would tell stories about this day, about the woman who shattered the Iron Talon from the inside. But no one would know what she whispered to Cross in his final moments. Some things were just between a mother and her vengeance. The Iron Talon collapsed in days, their leadership gone, their files leaked, their secret war crimes broadcast across every major channel. Entire planets rebelled, armies disbanded. The empire Mira Hale had spent her life fighting against crumbled like sand in her hands. But Mira? She was gone. Some said she died in the final explosion that leveled the command center. Others claimed she disappeared into the outer systems, hunting the last scattered remnants of the Talon. But stories began to spread. Whispers in spaceports, on forgotten worlds of a woman with gold-burning eyes, a ghost who hunted tyrants, a mother who became something unstoppable. They called her the Revenant. Her name became legend, not as a soldier, not as a fugitive, but as a force no army could stand against. And somewhere, in the deep silence of space, Mira Hale stood alone, watching the stars. Her children's laughter echoed in her memory. She had torn down the empire that stole them from her. But her war wasn't over, because the galaxy was full of monsters. And now monsters feared her.